Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
A lot of blue on a Tuesday. What is up, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, the book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. Yes, today's a big day. Lots to get to. We are live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Coming up, a conversation with John Bishop. He is the play-by-play voice of the Creighton Blue Jays. We will go to Omaha, the site of the game that I am jumping up and down about. I've been talking about this since last night. Jays hosting Iowa for the first time since 1999. The Hawkeyes have to go to Omaha.
Man,
this ain't going to go well for McScreamy might get tossed tonight.
Really?
I can't wait. What's up, my friend? How are you? I'm excited for the show today.
I know. You went and got a guy right in the thick of it. This is going to be great. We got the voice of the Creighton Blue Jays to come on. There's a lot going on. Is this blue? I just want to know. Is this blue? This is the Canadian.
Yeah, it's
jersey.
the alternate.
This is, but it's blue, right?
It's baby blue. Yeah.
Blue, blanc, and rouge.
Yes.
Is what the hat is. And
but why
this is baby
today?
Blue. Well, because I couldn't find the Creighton hat, so I said I got to wear something blue.
You can't find the Creighton hat.
I can't find it right now.
It's blank. The hat's blank.
It is. It's
why is the hat blank?
Because we have to keep hitting the like button, keep hitting the subscribe button, because we can put whatever we want on a blank hat like this.
Did you buy a blank hat?
Yeah. I mean, because I got the display. Sit tight, people, because you're going to see what we created all weekend. And I'm going to show you what you can get. We're going to try to figure out a way where you can either DM the show at Boston versus the book on the Twitter. You can try to DM Sports Talk Matt at Sports Talk Matt, but his DMs are blowing up because he's been so hot lately with all the plays. My DMs are not open. So if you need to email the show, it's askthebvb at gmail.com. And put it out there. If you got an idea for a hat, we're going to have that. But yes, so I wore the blue because I didn't want to wear the Blue Jays, like Toronto Blue Jays stuff.
Different. You know that there's a very big discrepancy. Do you know the biggest difference between the Creighton Blue Jays and the Toronto Blue Jays?
I don't, but go ahead and tell me.
The way it's spelled.
What are you talking about?
The Toronto Blue Jays is 2 words.
Right.
The Creighton Blue Jays is 1 word.
Oh. I thought you were going to tell me it was like BLEU, like the French.
No. It's Blue Jays. But Blue Jays is 1 word. So when you look at the game notes or look at the way that it's spelled, it's not 2 words. It's 1 word. Blue Jays is 1 word.
Okay.
See here? See Creighton Blue Jays. See how it's spelled underneath us?
Yeah.
That's how it's spelled.
Oh.
There's not Blue Jays. Blue Jays.
Okay. Well, good to know. See, and I didn't want to come on with the fake Blue Jays or the 2-word Blue Jays stuff.
Right.
So I said, I'll wear something blue. I found the blank hat and thought that was appropriate. And we'll talk to Bishop and then we'll do the rest of the show. We'll talk about, there's other things going on. I know you.
Let's get out of the way. Let's just get the Creighton game out of the way and then we'll talk to Bishop and then we'll be done with it because it's in case you're like, all right, why are we caring about a Creighton Iowa game? There's other stuff. Kentucky's playing Kansas. Like, why are we talking about number 8 against an unranked Iowa team?
First of all, do you know that this game is at 7:00 Pacific?
Oh, I thought it was 7 Eastern.
No, sir. This is prime time.
It's even better. It's even better. Okay.
You don't understand. It's going to be rocking back there.
I can't wait to talk to John about this because I'm making this equation. When the Jays were really good on the upswing, when Creighton got Coach Mack and they started to really get good with his son, Doug McDermott, who now is a Spur. The Nebraska Cornhuskers walked into the Chi Center, then called the Quest Center. And I believe the score at halftime was 60-20.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that's happening tonight.
Whoa.
But this is the first time since 1999 that Iowa has played in Omaha. They have never played in this building.
Oh, boy.
Nebraska, Coach Mack dominates the Big Ten because he beats Nebraska every year. So that's why his record against the Big Ten is really good.
Okay.
But Iowa doesn't play this game because this is the game they have feared for a very long time. The best players in the history of Creighton basketball have been from the state of Iowa. Doug McDermott, Ames, Iowa. Kyle Korver. Where's the Tulip Festival in Iowa?
Somebody tell us. We got enough people in Iowa.
Iowa fans, where's your Tulip Festival? Pella, Iowa.
Pella,
Iowa.
Pella Windows?
That's where it's from. Yes, Pella Windows is from Pella, Iowa. Yes,
yeah.
There you go. So Pella, Iowa. Tulip Festival. Huge, big deal. Big deal. Corvers are all from there. Iowa, they didn't recruit him. Went to Dana Altman, became an unbelievable player. Now he's with, I think it's in the Hawks front office, Kyle Korver is now. Nate Funk, also from Sioux City, Iowa. This is where the Jays have gotten their best players. Now, it's not so much anymore now that they're in the Big East. They do a lot of nationwide recruiting, a lot of East Coast recruiting because of the Big East.
Okay.
But Iowa never wanted to play this game for that reason, because then you could actually match it up, because the Jays draw more fans than Iowa does. Little tiny Creighton University draws more fans than Iowa does at Carver Hawkeye. It's an NBA arena. 17,500 sold out. They sell beer. You're telling me this game is tipping off at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m.
9 p.m.
Eastern?
Central Time start. Yeah, we'll ask Bishop about that.
Do you know how rocking of an atmosphere this is going to be in Omaha?
It's going to be good.
This is going to be so fun.
We'll ask John about that.
I'm very, very interested. I'm very curious.
Are you saying late a number? I mean, before
I don't know. 12's a lot. So 12 is a lot. The number, though, today is one of my all-time great CLV days, Dave. CLV days, Dave. I got CLV on top of CLV here today.
Oh, God.
This number last night was 160.5. This number is 64. After last night on the phone, I said, it's going to be 165. And you were like, really? And I was like, yep, it's going to be like, this number's going to fly. It was a wrong number. 160.5 was way too low for these two teams.
Yeah, let's click refresh right now. And voila, 164.5.
It's going to be 165.
Our big three here in town. Yep.
It's going to be 165 at close.
That must have flown.
It opened at 160.5 was last night, and I was like, wait a minute, that number is not right. And then it just took off. And look, I'd still bet over. I still would bet over because I was not going to play.
And what number would you not bet over for the people? 170?
My final score is 90 to 75.
That's 165.
So 165. Okay. So there's my stop sign.
Man.
I think the Jays cover, but I don't know it enough. I'd rather bet the team total for the Creighton Blue Jays, which was 87.5 last night. So I'd rather bet that because I know Iowa doesn't play any defense. The question is going to be just how hot will Iowa be? Because Creighton plays defense kind of. Like Kalkbrenner's the 7-foot guy in the middle. He'll protect the rim. But if Iowa hits threes, Iowa can be in the game.
So this is put it in the chat. We'll ask you guys. You got Creighton minus 12. You taking Iowa or Creighton? Minus a dozen. A dozen's a lot.
Eileen, take the points.
Seems counterproductive.
What?
If you like the over that much,
Iowa plays
Creighton
over
may
games.
hang 95 on them.
They may hang 100 on them. I mean, they may hang 100, but Iowa may score 90. I mean, This is AAU type basketball here. This is just back and forth, back and forth. This should be a really fun game because these two teams both want to play up tempo. They're not going to play half court defense.
Oh my!
And Iowa really doesn't want to let Creighton get set because then you're dealing with Kalkbrenner, who arguably is a top 3, top 2 defensive player in the country.
10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Pacific.
That's so awesome. I didn't
realize FS1. Guess what I'm doing tonight? Getting off the air sports grid, cranking it up, watching.
I'm going to go. Wow. I'm going to go. Yeah, I can go to go swimming. Maddie wants to go swimming. I thought we were going to go swimming after the game. So we go before the game. That's even better. I got the times wrong. I thought it was 7 o'clock Eastern. That's 7 o'clock Pacific.
Swim class is before. Get that done before.
It's not class. She just likes to fool around the pool. Just go. I swim laps and she does, It's my second workout, so it's perfect.
That's
so it's
perfect.
a nice non. All right, before John gets here, we'll go back to Creighton when John gets here. I just want to say a couple of quick things here because this is unbelievable. I know you guys might not care about this because it's a Vegas centralized thing, but I just want to say to everybody who works here in Las Vegas that we are doing you guys a complete disservice about what is about to happen starting tomorrow. They're canceling everything around the city for F1. I'm talking to different people. If you have to get from one side of Vegas to the other in which you have to cross the strip, it's over for you. They're telling locals to go to the airport 3 hours ahead of your flight to get across. If you're going on the 215, which is the big highway here in Vegas that you take to go to the airport, they're saying 3 hours ahead of time. The road closures for the strip start tomorrow for a race that will take place on Saturday. Practice begins on Thursday.
Practice Thursday, qualifying Friday. Race Saturday.
We are asking people to go to work who sometimes work at multiple properties. They can't get across the strip. There's people saying, look, I work at the Cosmo until 4. I work at the Venetian at 5. They're telling me I'm not going to be able to get on that part of the strip. I'm not going to be able to get there. It's going to take me over an hour to get basically what is a mile and a half to get there. And I'm going to be late for work. We're not putting up the people. We're not giving them overtime pay. We're not asking them. We're telling them basically it's up to you to get to work. And the properties are telling their employees that, look, you need to be there you plan 2 or 3 hours commute both ways.
Yeah.
And they're there. And if they don't show up, this whole thing falls apart. I don't care about the weather, which is going to be crap. Weather's not going to be nice. It's going to be cold and wet on Thursday and Friday.
It's root for no rain.
It's going to rain. It's going to rain. No, it's going to rain. It's a matter of when is it going to rain. It's raining. I mean, it's 100% going to rain. It's a matter of when will this rain.
It's just the meteorology portion.
I mean, I've been watching it the whole time because I've been laughing. I've been like literally laughing about this going, this is incredible. It's going to be a night race in the desert on Saturday night. It's going to be 45 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be cold outside.
45 degrees.
That's that. For those of you that think you're coming and you're going to just, wear short sleeves and so bring the hoodies.
Oh, bring the ponchos.
Bring the gloves. Bring the wet gear maybe. We should sell umbrellas.
Seriously, right?
That might be.
Seriously,
make a mint.
Seriously. So I just want to say before we get to John Bishop, who's in the back, we'll get him here in 1 second. I am apologizing on the behalf of everyone you are railing on the internet. You're railing on social media. You want someone to hear you. I hear you. I feel your pain. It sucks. I feel so bad for everybody. This is going to be one of the hardest weeks to work in a sports book, to work anywhere in hospitality. Yes, you should make decent money in certain places if you are hoping to get tipped and whatnot for big parties that are going to be happening for F1, but it might not be worth it given the hell people are going to go through. Would you go if you were at a book, still working in a book? Would you go? Would you have taken vacation this week?
They won't let you. There's no vacations this week. That's the problem. Like, ahead of time, and you go, I'll take that week off. Because, like, some places are paying double. They're paying them double the whole
Good.
week.
That's what you should do. Good.
And some places are trying their best. I talked to somebody who they have a parking lot 2 miles from work, and they're shuttling them in. So they have to, they're inconvenienced. Your commute doubled. So if you normally give yourself 45 minutes to an hour to get to work early and get ready to, work, you got to leave 2 hours. But they're trying to get you in and out. There's everything you used to do is getting in and out and driving and all that. It's done. Like, Kelsey's ready to transfer schools, trying to drive the UNLV. She's had enough. So it's been a major inconvenience.
I canceled class yesterday. I just told my class yesterday, I said, guys, look, I'll do Zoom. If you guys need one, I'm doing one-on-one talks with my kids for their final. And I was like, look, I'm just going to stagger it by the time of every 15 minutes. I'll talk to a different kid one-on-one, but I'm not driving. Like I'm not going anywhere near the strip until Sunday. Like just not even touching it. It's done. So I just wanted to start the show with that and just say that there's a lot of anger in this town for people who work here for this event, it's not meant for us, just as we said, it's not meant for us. It's not even meant for Americans. It's meant for international people to come to Vegas to watch a race that we don't understand. So it is what it is. All right, tonight, Omaha, Nebraska.
Let's go.
First time since 1999, the Creighton Blue Jays will welcome in Iowa, finally coming to Chi Center, aka, well, I still call it the Quest Center because it was there when I was there. John Bishop is the play-by-play voice of the Creighton Blue Jays. Afternoon drive on 1620 The Zone in Omaha. John, Matt, and Dave, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Very good. I'm glad to hear that you guys are as frustrated with the F1 race as even some F1 fans are.
Are you an F1 fan?
Not really. I'm more of a NASCAR fan, but my producer is a huge F1 fan, and he was hoping to go to this, and then he saw what the prices were, and he said, no, I'm not doing this.
Right. And the track, the big rumor here in town is that the drivers hate the track already. Has he said anything about the track being kind of boring and just being very basic?
No, not really, but I mean, you all know why it's happening. It's so that they can, and the fact they're doing it at night and it's going to be whatever 40 degrees or whatever it's going to be, and by the end of the race they'll be pushing each other across the line because the engines won't be able to handle it. I mean, it's all for the show. It's all to get the sphere and the Caesars and everybody's lights up there, but it's not like this F1 season's been that great anyway. The same guy wins every week. So it's really just for the light show.
It's from Max Verstappen for sure. All right. So set the scene here. Okay. Because this is a big game. I don't know how big it is for Iowa, but it's big for Creighton because Iowa refuses to play against the Jays. They finally are forced to play since 1999 now. First time, never played at the Chi Center. So first time for Iowa coming in. Sold out. Next three home games are sold out for the Creighton Blue Jays. But what's the hype on the ground for this game tonight?
Oh, they're definitely hype because it's Creighton's first test as well. And anytime you get a team from the other side of the river, it's a big deal. I mean, they brought Iowa State in here a couple of years ago, and it was a pretty intense atmosphere. So, it's important. There's still a lot of people wondering, if this team can be as good as last year's team, given the changes that took place, changing out a point guard, changing out a number 4. Granted, you've got at least two NBA caliber, maybe 3 if you count Baylor Shireman, still on the roster. But, the first 2 games were pretty much, like exhibitions. Same could be said for Iowa. So really, I think it's important for both teams. And obviously, Creighton wants to continue to build the momentum that they carried in from last season. And the fact that, they're the number 8 team in the country and they've got high expectations. They also want to win one for the Big East, who has not started very well against the Big Ten in this Gavitt games.
So, John, I'm the numbers guy. I've worked in books, and the number for this game is 12. Creighton's a 12-point favorite. Based off of last season and the high expectations this season, this number would dictate that this is a blowout. And the total in the game is 164, which is really high for a college basketball game. Perrault here, Matt, keeps talking about how this is going to be up-tempo, fun, wide open basketball, minimal defense. What are your expectations for the game tonight, the way it plays out? Is it going to be one of these, somebody putting up 90 to 100 points?
I think the winner scores in the 90s, definitely.
Wow.
I mean, I was one of the fastest teams in the country, and Creighton has always prided itself on high tempo. But if you look at the numbers, they're in the middle of the pack in college basketball, and that's because, they can kind of switch things up a little bit. Mac likes to play fast. But the problem, well, not the problem, but the thing is they've been so efficient. They haven't had to play really fast. So I'm going to be very curious to see how Creighton does in transition defense. I think that's going to tell the tale. I think if Creighton struggles in transition defense, that's going to be Iowa's best bet. The other part will be if Iowa can get to the free throw line. They've attempted more, or they've made more free throws than their opponents have attempted so far. And Creighton has not fouled much this year. Now, again, against overmatched competition on both sides. But I think those are the 2 avenues where this game could really, you could see that number really pump up. But I would not be surprised if the winner scores in the 90s, because Fran McCaffrey's teams have never been great defensively. It's why that they have good seasons, but they never really go very far in the NCAA tournament. Creighton, on the other hand, has improved their defensive profile really in the last 3-4 years. And so, it's going to be a challenge because they don't usually see a lot of teams like this. They saw a team similar to this in terms of pace in Arizona last year. Now, Arizona has a lot of horses. They did last year and they still do this year. So it's going to kind of feel like that. But if they can get back in transition defense, they'll be okay. If not, I think both teams could end up in the 90s.
John, we'll see you here in Las Vegas when UNLV will host the Jays in December. You guys came out here last year as well. And I was sitting with a bunch of people, and I want to get your take on this because it ultimately turned out to be the best season that the Jays have ever had going to the Elite Eight. But the NIL world that Creighton is not comfortable living in. It's a very different spot for this program. A small school, prides itself on academics, has dominated, the Valley, and then moving into the Big East and had great success. And obviously everything has changed now with the elevation of, the not just the program, but also the eyeballs and the money that's now around this program. You've been there through the transition. What's it been like to watch Creighton enter this new world of NIL?
They're ahead of the game more than I think a lot of people nationally would think. Now, they're not Tennessee football. They're not, some of the big names, in college basketball in terms of, the real big money. But in terms of competing in the Big East, there are a lot of people around the Big East that thought Creighton was in really good shape when they entered. And so far, it's proven to be the case. They've signed another really good recruiting class. This is like, 3 out of the last 4 recruiting classes have been very highly ranked. So I think, for a program that not a lot of people, unless you are a college basketball junkie, are totally familiar with, I think it would surprise some folks how competitive they can be. Now, again, they're not gonna win, all the blue chip battles or win a lot of blue chip battles, but they're going to still be able to get the caliber of athlete that they've been wanting to get. They just signed, again, one of their top recruiting classes, and actually a player, Jackson McAndrew, here in this last class, who's, I believe, the highest rated player they've ever signed. Arthur Kaluma, who just transferred to K-State, was the previous high. So yeah, they're surprisingly competitive based on, the name of Creighton.
In the conference, like the first thing you got to do is win the conference. And at least out here, it's Creighton, UConn, maybe Marquette, and that's it. That's actually going to compete. Agree or disagree on that. And if there's anyone else in the conference, maybe Villanova. I don't think St. John's or anyone else. But is that the perception there? Like we just have to beat UConn and Marquette. We win the conference, get a number 1, number 2 seed, or are there other challengers that maybe I'm not thinking about?
I wouldn't sleep on Villanova. I know they lost last night to Penn, but I think that's a program that's going to continue to get better as the season goes on. I mean, it's a very prideful program, and they brought in a lot of transfers. The thing that will be interesting with Villanova is this is a little behind, or not behind, but this is different than what they normally do. I mean, Jay Wright's programs have just went out and recruited really well at the high school level and then just developed them through 4 years. This is a little bit different approach, so it might take a little time to adjust to, but I wouldn't sleep on them because they gave the Jays fits last year, even with one of their weaker teams in recent years. But I would agree on the other two, certainly. I mean, you never sleep on UConn. That's a solid program. And Marquette and Creighton are very similar in that they basically returned everybody that they absolutely needed to come back. I'll be interested to see. I know Tyler Kolek went down with an ankle injury one game ago, and I think he's questionable for the game tonight. As long as they stay healthy, Marquette's going to be right there. Shaka Smart, kind of similar to Greg McDermott. It didn't go as well at the Power 5 level, but once he came back to a different conference, I think Shaka is going to be there at Marquette for a long time. I think he's really got something good going there.
John, Mason Miller started last game, and last year he was a little bit inconsistent, son of Mike Miller. What's his ceiling in your mind, and do you expect him to get big minutes tonight against Iowa?
So far, they've been splitting the minutes between Miller and Isaac Trout, who was a former Nebraska State Player of the Year who went to Virginia and redshirted last year and then came back home to play with Creighton. They basically split the minutes 50-50. Miller is the starter. Tonight will be an interesting litmus test because obviously the other two games, Creighton has been able to go deeper into their bench. So we'll see tonight if that rotation continues. But as far as Miller's concerned, this is the guy they had hoped to build the program around. This is, this is Mike Miller's nephew, the former NBA star. He's a great shooter. The key is going to be how he plays defensively, really for both Miller and Trout, how they play defensively, because that was a role last year that in the second half of the season, I think Arthur Kaluma was able to shine in a little bit. He was more of the dirty work guy. Go up, get you a rebound, save a possession, can D up a little bit. That's going to be the question for Miller and for Trout, is how well they play defensively. Tonight will be an interesting challenge because you've got Peyton Sandfort, who's a, burgeoning star at Iowa, who's coming in averaging a double-double. He was the sixth man of the year in the Big Ten. I think that's going to be a unique challenge. Then as you get deeper in the non-conference season, you're going to face Nebraska, you're going to face Alabama. And then of course you go right from Alabama to Marquette. So how they develop defensively, I think, is going to be the key. I don't think offensively you've got any problems. Miller can be a dead-eye shooter, especially from the corner. He could be a guy tonight that could be an X factor. If he hits 3 or 4 threes, could be a difference maker.
John, last one for me. Matt's been talking about this atmosphere at Creighton to me for a couple years now. And the word on the street is that we're coming back there for a game. This game tonight has all that build up and all that expectation. Can you describe to somebody, and you've been in gyms and buildings all over the country doing this for as long as you have, what is this like tonight for like the visiting team? I mean, this seems like it's a pretty intimidating place to play when it's sold out, 17-5, rocking. And Matt keeps talking about the fact they sell beer at the games. So
yes, they do.
I like it.
Yes, they do. It's the original place. The University of Nebraska doesn't sell beer at their events, and which has been kind of a bone of contention. But Creighton's been selling beer at their games for 30 years. It's legit. Now, I would say this. If you come in here for the run-of-the-mill non-conference game, it's not going to blow your socks off. But for big games, it's legit. It really is. And tonight's going to be unique because, as Matt mentioned in the intro, Iowa hasn't been here in 20 years. And usually they come in pretty strong. I mean, Western Iowa has a strong Hawkeye presence. So you'll have some Hawkeye blood in the building. But, with the late start, 9 o'clock here locally for a midweek game, which is a little questionable. I hope that doesn't keep folks down. I don't think it will.
No,
because this is a game, it's not Nebraska in terms of rivalry, but anytime you face a school that's, within decent driving distance and has got a pretty good tradition, it's going to bring the best out of the Jays fans. So I hope when you come here, it's for a game that, has some heft behind it, because if it does, this place can bring it just about as good as anybody. I put it right up there with Providence. I put it up there with Xavier as the best atmospheres in the Big East.
It's going to be a ton of fun. John, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate the time. Have a great show. Have a great call tonight. We'll be watching back here in Vegas. See you guys when you come on out here for the game against UNLV.
Sounds good. I hope you survive F1.
Thanks, John. That's John Bishop, the play-by-play voice of the Creighton Blue Jays, joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Good to get him on talking about tonight's game.
There's people watching this F1 stuff all over, huh?
Yeah, it's a big story. I mean, it's a big deal. There are F1 fans in America. There's just not a ton of them. And this story now has become captivating around the country because we're whining. The locals have been whining on social media, and we're, I can't tell you how many social media posts I saw this morning from locals who are absolutely irate at the road closures, and that's what's about to happen starting tomorrow. So
this guy I posted it at Sports Beat Cake, and Siggy drove it.
Yeah.
And set it to music so you can actually see it. It's going to look unbelievable on TV.
It will.
The amount of stuff that they had to do to get it there is crazy. And it's still people that have to work it and make it work. And there's still people that have to attend it and, support it. So I don't know. I really hope it doesn't rain. It's going to be cold enough. I really hope it doesn't rain because that's going to really dull it all. And then everyone that's been lighting it up is going to be like, see, we told you, don't come back. If it brings that much money and people are getting double pay, at least, I hope more people are in, like, there's tips and everybody does good. Maybe they just can't. They got to figure out a better way to get it ready because it's been a mess.
Look, the guy who ran it issued a public apology to the state and city of Las Vegas for the way that the preparation went. Said it didn't go the way we wanted it to go. It was an unfortunate inconvenience, he called it. And I'll go back to what a girl in my class, a young lady in my class said. She was a Vegas local, and she goes, I've been living in Vegas my entire life. There's not a single topic in my life that everyone agrees to, that everyone that I know has the same opinion, but F1. And we all hate it. And we all want it gone, and we all want it to never come back. And I mean, regardless of what the money is, regardless of what happens this week and what the race looks like, which is going to look absolutely amazing.
Incredible.
But why didn't they run it at 7 p.m.? Why run it at 10? Is it because of the European audience?
Well, yeah, it's the morning over there.
So think about this. We're running at 10 p.m. at night in the desert. Like, it's not going to be nice to be outside.
I hope they have the right tires and stuff. There might be accidents and things.
Oh, I think there's going to be very possible. We're going to see. I mean, any moisture whatsoever. I mean, it's right now. There's a 20% chance of rain on Saturday night. There's a 50 to 60% chance rain on Friday. So it might wash out practice. So you may not have practice for these guys. So that could cause even more problems because they won't have a run of it at top speed to get used to the track.
I don't know.
I'll watch
Johnny
it.
Parlay's in the chat. He said he lives in Vegas and he doesn't hate it. He can't wait for it.
Because he works. He works. Where's he work? Wait, Johnny Parlay works where?
He works a bunch of different places.
Okay,
I don't think he's going to be down there for it.
Okay, I'm thinking of Johnny P, not Johny Parlay. Because I'm saying Johnny P works at the DraftKings office on Buffalo. He's a quarter of Buffalo at 215. He's 10 miles from the strip. That's why he likes it.
Right.
If you don't work on the strip, if you don't have to go down there ever, then you don't even really. There's been no real inconvenience to your life if you don't have to work to the strip.
Fashion Show Mall's right there, right? You have to pay $100 to park at Fashion Show the rest of this week. If you go down there, it's $100 parking, but if you spend $100 in the mall, you get that waived. So if you go shopping,
that's smart.
Okay, so
that's smart.
That at least,
but now that you're required to spend $100 on your trip to the mall, what if you want to go buy your kid pair of sneakers for $30?
Not down there.
Jeez.
Yeah. So and there's a lot of workers that work there. There's a lot of workers that work in buildings, office buildings right by there that park by the strip and all that. Totally inconvenienced for months now. But this week, especially with the traffic, Kelsey's ready to transfer to Creighton. She said, I'm done with this. I can't do it. Yeah. She's like, I can't do it.
I can't argue that point. But what do you have you driven the strip at night recently?
No, daytime only.
See, I'm tempted to take Maddie and go drive it tonight.
Oh, tonight at midnight.
Just why? No, you can do it. At midnight.
I know.
They
I want
close
to go tonight at midnight.
No, they close it at midnight. Midnight to 6 a.m. The strip's closed tonight.
Oh, so maybe 10:30.
You got to get down there.
Down there.
They're closing it at midnight, so you can't, because they'll start the final race preparations. They'll allow people to drive. I think it's 6 a.m. to like 2 p.m. It's open, and then it closes again, and then forget it, and then it's done, and then you're not getting into it. So we'll watch it how it goes.
Gorov, 1-star Gorov just came in and chat and said he's heading to San Francisco this weekend to get away from it.
Smart man. Smart man. Get the hell out of here. I don't blame you one bit to get out of here. All right, the Bills lose to the Broncos last night on what was just an unbelievable play. So, look, if you didn't watch the game, turnover fest on both sides. Game was basically a dead under the entire game, under 48 for the entire way. Broncos go up, extra point gets missed, they're up by 6. Touchdown, Buffalo. They're now winning this game.
Yep.
They left 1:30 on the clock.
Yep.
Here comes Russ and this Broncos offense, but they get a huge pass interference call.
Which was terrible.
Was it PI in your mind? Although I kept on, your words were in my head when I was watching it, when you say, I don't know what pass interference is.
They throw a jump ball. I mean, it's like drop back and throw it up, try to get a penalty. Underthrow it. Judy tries to, jump back and catch it. The guy was running at full speed trying to catch him and cover him. Judy stops and runs into him and jumps for the ball. The guy turns his head, but he's already hit him. At that juncture in the game, I don't think you call it, but they called it, which led to a field goal try.
Which he hit.
For Denver, which he missed. He missed.
Well, he hit it, but the flag for too many men on the field comes out, and you're like,
that's what I mean.
It was a fire drill, right? So it was this huge, like, run onto the field, and you understand why he missed it to the right, because neither team had timeouts. It was 8, 7, 6, snap it, kick, and the ball just leaks. Like when you rush your golf swing, you leak. It's not really a slice. It's just the thing. The ball fades. It faded to the right. It was going up, and it went right, and then, oh my God, he missed it. Bills win. Survivors. You guys are. Wait, there's a flag on the field. Troy Aikman counts all the way to 12. 12 men on the field. Do it again.
So it's third down, and I'm sitting with Tommy the Lip, and we're watching the game. He's a Bills fan.
Oh, God.
And he's got the Bills and teasers. So he's rooting like this is perfect. Just after the pass interference call, he was convinced, all right, fine, that the teasers are going to lose. Denver's going to make the field goal. Then it gets to third down. He goes, they don't have any timeouts left. What are they going to do here?
Right.
They're going to down the ball in the center field and change like a line change in hockey.
But why didn't they clock it?
Because they wouldn't have put it on the middle of the hash. The hash mark.
Oh, I see. Right. It would have been
they were on the right hash mark.
Right. Okay.
So he stepped over and got in the middle, touched his knee down, and then, like a line change in hockey, runs off the field. The other guys are running on. It's complete chaos. And we're watching it going, this is so, I don't know why they don't know how to manage the end of the games, but they shouldn't have done that. But they were prepared to do it. They practiced it, I'm sure. They get on the field, the ball gets down, he kicks it, and it goes wide right. And we're like, whoa, he missed it. Wait, what is that? A flag? How in the hell? Who was on the field that wasn't supposed to be on the field? There's no field goal block team, is there?
Yes, but that's the special teams coordinator's job to tell everyone, get ready, who's supposed to be there and who's not. Somebody was on the field that was not supposed to be there.
Right. So you come on the field for fourth down. They have 12 guys on the field. We'll get another try. Denver kicks it up. Buffalo loses. There's a zillion flags on the whole game. And I tweeted, sorry, Will, nobody knows shit. Like, what? I don't even know what happened. Denver's coming. They're going to make in the hunt in the AFC.
You know what's cool, though? What's cool about that is that Sean Payton can coach.
Yeah.
Like, they were really, really bad. They gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins earlier this year. And that defense was opportunistic. They were really, really ferocious to the football. Looked like a good defense last night. Looked like it's good. And I guess someone's got to pay for
Buffalo,
it. I guess someone's got to pay for it, because the Bills this morning fired Ken Dorsey because it's his fault they had 12 guys on the field. It's his fault Josh Allen's a walking turnover.
Josh Allen throw a pick is money.
Every single game. He is the leader in the NFL now in thrown interceptions.
Man.
I mean, it is wild to watch, because the next person to go is Sean McDermott. I'll ask you this question again. This was a comment that was made. I'm going to give Jason McIntyre the credit for this because he said it in August. He said the Bills window has already closed.
Right.
And nobody knows it yet. Is it fair? Are they going to miss the playoffs?
We were talking about it last night with Lip, and he's like, I don't think they're making the playoffs, and I want them to make the playoffs. I'm a fan. I got them to win the division. I don't think they are. See the rest of their schedule?
It's unreal. That
Hard.
was a game they had to win.
They had to have that one.
Because they play the Jets at home next week.
7-point favorites.
And then they go through at the Eagles, at the Chiefs, home for the Cowboys.
Now they have to win 2 of those 3.
Oh,
that is,
I mean, going on the road to Philly and Kansas City, home for the Cowboys, which fine, the Cowboys aren't great on the road, but at the Chargers, home for the Patriots, at the Miami Dolphins. They're currently 5-5. How many wins do you need to make the postseason? 9?
10. No. I think you're going to need 10.
So they have to win 5 games of the Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. I mean,
Tough.
that is, you got to go 5-2 over that stretch to go 10-7.
I don't think it's happening.
I don't know. That's
9 wins. I guess it could get you in, depending on how this all plays out. But but I think it's going to take 10. How many wins do you guys think watching the show right now? And if you haven't already, please hit the like button. We're almost averaging 100 a day now.
Beautiful.
I don't like.
No, look I think you're onto something because all right. So top 7 teams make it, right? So 5-4, the Texans currently occupy the 7th seed. They are up on the Bengals because they beat the Bengals head to head.
Right.
Colts are 5-5. Bills are 5-5. The Raiders are 5-5. I mean, the Bills have the same record as the Las Vegas Raiders.
Right.
I mean, that should be as eye-opening as anything in Buffalo to go, wait, what is happening? You've got, I mean, look, the Texans schedule is pretty easy. The Steelers, I mean, right now, the Ravens lead the division. The Steelers and the Browns and the Bengals are all in the hunt. The Bengals right now are out of the playoffs. So are the Bills.
Right.
If the playoffs began today, neither Joe Burrow or Josh Allen would be in the playoffs.
Jeez, Joel Armler just came in the chat and said that the Bills have 5 losses. Oh no, that's not Joel. That's CBW. Bills have 5 losses in the AFC. That hurts for all the tiebreakers too.
So the Bills,
that's toast.
Yeah, the Bills conference record. The Bills conference record is 2-5. They're 1-2 inside the division, and they're 2-5 against the AFC. So yes, they will lose every tiebreak.
Yeah, they have. Well, they may have to win 11.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
That's the number in the chat. Everybody said 10 gets in the playoffs except Pierre Chevalier said 9. J-Dow says the Bills end with 9 wins. They sound that looks and sounds like 9 wins.
So if we go by that,
they ain't getting in.
They beat the Jets, Cowboys, Patriots, and Chargers. Is that what we're saying? Losing to Eagles, Chiefs, and Dolphins on the road?
I mean, one game, they could win any one of those games. They have to win one of those 3.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
The other wins.
What's the line? Bills at Eagles. 6?
Ooh, a little heavy.
Okay. 4?
They might post a 5, something in the middle.
At Kansas City.
KC, probably a stretch over 4.
Are they favored at the Chargers?
Ooh.
Chargers
slight if so, or slight the other way. That might be one of those 1.5s.
Okay. And then at Miami, they've got to be at least
favored there.
Right. They got at least 3 or 4 point dogs on them, right? So they're going to be dogs in 3 of the 4 road games. They're going to be dogs.
Of course.
And maybe significant dogs going into those games. So, you start looking at if they lose another home game, they're out. They're dead. Like they have to win. The home games are absolutely required. All of them.
Right.
Jets, Cowboys, Patriots, requirement. You must win all 3 of those games.
As they should.
Yeah, and 2 of those 3 are layups in some ways. Patriots and Jets should be games they win. But do you think firing Ken Dorsey does anything? To do anything? I mean, I don't know. Is the offense the problem? I look at the defensive injuries being as
that's what they can't fix, right? that's what he kept saying. He was just sitting there like, oh, another guy left the field,
Right.
holding his arm. Another guy left the field. Like, it's going to keep happening because the defense is so beat up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't. I mean, I guess somebody has to be to blame, or maybe there's just stuff going on behind the scenes that it's time.
Bills fans are trying to tell me that we don't like. They're like, you don't watch the team close enough to understand the play calling is horrific. Dorsey is a huge problem.
Might be.
I mean, maybe he is, but does he make Josh Allen throw the ball in double coverage and throw it late over the middle and across his body? And I don't know, man. Like, I don't think this is a Ken Dorsey problem. It didn't look like, when I watched the Bills, I'm not like, man, their offensive play calling is horrific. I don't look at that. I look at the quarterback play being lacking.
Well, I feel like they should be able to or try to run the ball more.
Fine. They can't.
And
their line can't.
Okay. Well, I mean, I saw Cook break through a couple times last night, and I kept saying to Lip, why aren't they doing that more? You know, and he was like, we can't give Murray the ball anymore. You know, that's a waste of blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. When I see it and they struggle so much, and the guy keeps throwing picks, as the OC, I'm going to try to run more.
I mean, to your point, James Cook is averaging 5.1 yards per carry this year. It's pretty good.
Give him the ball.
It's fair. And maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they made the call. They've run the ball more than their opponents. They've ran the ball 254 times to 250, but that's a lot of Josh Allen scrambles. They're averaging 4.6 yards per rush. They're giving up 4.6 yards per rush. They're running the ball for 116.5 yards per game. They have 12 rushing touchdowns. I mean, a lot of that's Josh Allen. I mean, the best running back for the Bills has been Josh Allen for multiple years now. And that's part of the problem. I mean, look, we're going to hear it. Josh Allen is not healthy. Okay. He has a shoulder problem. I mean, come the off season, he will probably have surgery or something because he definitely.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's not healthy. Josh Allen's not healthy. No. He's got a shoulder problem. But how much of a shoulder problem? How significant is it? I mean, only he knows. Only the team and he knows how significant it is. But that is a bad loss. I'm not trying to take anything away from Denver, okay? But look, the Broncos deserved to win the game. The Bills did not. But the Bills were one ridiculous mistake avoided from winning that game. If you lost your survivor entry on that, how sick are you?
We got to check on some people.
40 people in the contest in Circa.
Yeah, we have to check on some people we haven't heard from. Got to get in touch with them because they're done. And the Bengals people were done. And like we've been talking to people for 10 weeks straight via text or email and with the Brigade Proxy service, and the season's over. We're going to make sure that people that are still doing the millions, obviously, you know that this week is another, normal week, but then next week we got to have the picks in early.
Oh yeah.
Keep reminding people about that. If you guys are listening to the show, check your emails. It's going out tonight with the reminder for next week. You're sick. It's over. I mean, you had it. What if you had the Ravens too? The Ravens is even worse.
No, I don't think the Ravens is worse.
The Ravens is worse. You were leading in the fourth quarter.
I think the Bills lose it because you thought you won. The kid missed the kick. You thought you won. You were jumping up and down. He missed it. He missed it.
Oh, that was a tough. Well, that was a kick right.
Hold on.
Donkey kick in the nuts, like you like to say.
That's the definition of that. You're standing up, you're exposed, and you're down. Like you're down and you're screaming. And
Lip jumped up from the table and he was like, "Yes!" And he turned around and we high-fived. And I was like, he had his back to the screen, and I high-fived and I'm like, "Wait, there's a flag." He's like, "A flag!"
You turn around because you don't expect it. You're like, were they offsides? What happened? What? Too many men on the field.
Right, of the penalties that you even think about, it could be your pick.
Right,
that's not one.
No, because you knew the clock was ticking down. Like if you have a headset on, going, all right, field goal block team, let's go defense. Make sure we're all in alignment. Do not go off sides. Get out there. Let's see if he misses it. See if he makes it or misses it. Kicks up, missed it. We win. Josh Allen's like, wait. What?
Wait,
What?
We don't win.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Flag.
Wasn't the guy in the back counting? Isn't that the guy behind the line on the field goal team block?
No timeouts.
Whatever.
Didn't matter if he counted. What can he do? he could. Your job is to call
Counting,
timeout.
get off the field.
No, you can't. You had no time to do that. Once they're on the field, they're on the field. That was the problem. It was the line change problem. They never had practiced that before. Clearly, to what to do. They had too many guys on there, because even if the guy who's the main guy back there to count the 12, count 10 guys and me being 11, you had no timeouts. You couldn't do anything about it. Like, you couldn't call the timeout to stop it from happening. So even if he knew, he had to have been like, did they catch us? Did they catch us? Please don't catch us. Please don't catch us. And the line judge is like, I got you. I counted 12.
Jimmy Jack with 4 Ks said the Bills never run play action from under center. It needs to be utilized.
That's true, because Josh Allen can't take snaps under center.
What do you mean he can't take snaps under center?
Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Wants to be in the shotgun.
He's a quarterback in the NFL.
Davey played his whole college career in the shotgun at Wyoming.
Never took the snaps. I mean, let's figure.
He played the whole offense.
What do we do in practice?
He doesn't
sit here and
he
snap
doesn't
the ball.
take balls out of. He does not take snaps under center. He takes it out of shotgun his whole career.
That's unbelievable. Guess what? We're going to learn how to do it.
Okay, well, they don't do that. They don't do play action. It's not what
here. We're going to snap balls for an hour.
He wants to be able to catch it and survey and then run. That's what he wants.
Well,
that's how the offense is run. That's why Josh Allen plays. So again, is it the offensive coordinator, or could it have been the quarterback? Who's to blame? The OC gets the blame because you can't fire the player. So you fire the OC. And we'll see.
Over on the hats. I'm changing hats every.
Could be a disaster. I mean, it could be an absolute disaster for the Bills for following Ken Dorsey.
All the BVB.
I've never seen you with a curved brim before. This is not like you to have.
This is Sonic's.
It's beautiful. It's a good hat. Yeah, I love that hat. It's pretty. It's very pretty. Speaking of pretty, De'Aaron Fox comes back for the Kings. 3rd straight win for them. That number flipped like we talked about yesterday. They were 2.5 overnight, closed as the favorite, and really played well last night. Kings are a problem, are they not?
Kings are a problem. Well, not if you're betting on them. They're not.
I mean, I like them. No, I mean, they're a hard team to play.
It's going to be a fun team.
I don't know. I watched them and everyone's like, yeah, they're just they're a regular season team. They're not going to do anything in the playoffs. I'm like, are we so sure? Like, they got pieces. Fox is really coming into his own. I like Herter. I like Barnes.
Sacramento plays at the Lakers tomorrow. No early number yet. They'll be dogs again.
Yep, definitely.
And we'll probably be on them again. Because I don't know. I like them. I like that. They're fun. Like I said, fun team. Like the way they play. A lot of overs.
Yeah.
Game flew over last night. You're going to see their games, especially against teams that will be good dance partners in it all.
Okay.
Well, they'll be high 240s, 245-ish soon enough here.
Oilers did what we thought they were going to do after firing their coach. 4-1 win over the New York Islanders. Leon Draisaitl played his tail off last night. Goal and 3 assists. 4-point night. Is Draisaitl? Can I say this without people laughing at me?
What?
He's different than McDavid. But if you were picking between the two.
Oh, here we go. This is like what they do in Pittsburgh with Malkin and Crosby.
Who's
what
better?
Are you going to do?
Who's better?
I don't think they have to be better. They're different. Draisaitl is a monster.
If you were picking to start a team and you could draft one of the two, which one would you take?
I don't know. I'm partial to the guys like Draisaitl.
So am I. I think I would take
partial
him.
To the guys like Draisaitl, but Draisaitl is better with McDavid. McDavid's good with anybody. You have to find the right guy to play.
Okay, fair.
It's like picking, go back Oiler-wise, Gretzky and Curry. Curry was great because he played with Gretzky. Gretzky was great anyway.
But I think Draisaitl would be great with anybody. But he needs a scorer, but he would be great with any scorer, any elite goal scorer.
Draisaitl gets the puck. McDavid gets it, but also gives it. I think, I don't know. One needs the other.
Okay.
My most successful years playing was because I played with a tremendous center. And then when I moved to center, I had a guy who played wing. We needed each other. I think they need to have each other. They elevate each other's games. Edmonton, they have to figure this out. This has to be figured out. Those two, one leaving is no good.
No good.
They got to win together.
No good. And look, I think they're a bet on for now.
Right?
I think they're poised to go on a run. I think the room's been shook up. The dressing room is going to have to look. I think last night they looked at each other. It was 1-1 going into the third period.
It was a tight game.
And they scored 3 goals in the third period, 1 open net. But I think what was said in that second period intermission could really spurn this team going forward. Whatever they said to each other, whatever they planned, whatever they did, because those 2 goals that they scored in the third period to go up 3-1, it was like, okay, they got something to play for, because they could have crumbled. I was like, man, they lose this game. It's 1-1. They already fired their coach. What do you do? It's like same old if you lose, but they didn't. They rallied and they won.
Yeah.
I think they're a bet on.
We'll see. -185. They play Seattle tomorrow. They're -185. Boy, it won't take long for the lines to be over-adjusted. Something's wrong with Seattle, though, so that makes sense. Yeah. We'll see. I think it's something you have to keep an eye on. As long as they get the goaltending like they got last night.
Yeah, right. Well, Skinner needs to play like that. Yeah, Skinner needs to play. He was on. He played well.
So that they'll be. I don't want to say, well, everything's fixed, but it's worthy of playing on them going forward. Yes, rather than against them.
All right, to Chicago we go. Number 1 KU up against Kentucky. This is a big year for John Calipari. A lot of Wildcat fans are very interested in removing John Calipari if this year does not go well for him at Kentucky. Number 1 recruiting class in the country coming in for the Wildcats. KU is loaded. I
mean, what do people want?
In Kentucky, they want a ring every year.
Well, it's absurd.
It's Kentucky. Kentucky is absurd. That's a good word for Kentucky fan bases. It is. The Wildcats are supposed to be a Final Four team every year.
The other team's trying too, right?
Sure. But it's been a while since Kentucky's won a championship. And UConn just won the national championship last year.
They were the best team.
Did not go over well in Kentucky when that happened.
I mean, there's 7-point dogs tonight.
They're going to get run.
They ain't winning tonight.
They're going to get run. High-scoring game. Better bets the over.
Where's this game?
Chicago.
United Center in Chicago.
This is the late game. Duke and Michigan State is the early game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty frothy, Kentucky fans are going to be well lubricated for this game tonight.
Well,
they get to
need it.
They get to hate on Duke. They get to hate on Duke, who plays Michigan State before them, and then they got to deal with their team going up against KU.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I like the over better than the side in this one. We talked a little bit about Marquette already, but Marquette's dogs. You got to look and see who's playing tonight. If Marquette's at full strength, I would take Marquette even on the road. This is a big game for Marquette because when I did my bet for Marquette to win the national championship at 20-1, this is the game I thought they would win, and I thought their number will crater after winning this game. The books will adjust this, and you'll start to see the Marquette number come down. If they lose this game, might go the other way, might go up.
148 is pretty consistent. A couple places have moved to 147.5. 2-point spread.
Good game. Good game.
I have no idea.
Best player for Marquette. His ankle needs to be okay. If Marquette's healthy, Marquette wins. It doesn't matter if Marquette's gonna be healthy or not. Full strength tonight. But I'm very high on Marquette. I'm really high on Marquette. I like him a lot. I think Shaka Smart's got a hell of a team. It's best team since he left VCU.
Right.
Final Four contending.
This is a watch and learn for me.
Hell yeah. Good game. Fun game. I will skip the Creighton talk because we already did that. We can do it in better to book it.
What do you think of this one, by the way? This is the silver.
Penn State version?
No, it's navy with silver B's and a white V.
Oh.
Cowboys. This is one of Crunchy's models.
Okay.
Like Cowboys, and he wanted a flex fit. So
okay.
he went flex fit.
I see Nevada, but I can see the Cowboys too.
Yeah, it could be Nevada. Anything with blue, silver,
and white. Yeah, that looks like Nevada to me, but the Cowboys too.
White. Yeah. It'll work.
I wonder if you did the white hat with the blue V and the silver B's.
That's the alternate models.
Okay.
The white hats, I feel, are going to be very popular.
They look
once
awesome.
We start opening up the orders.
They look so good. I love them. That I need to go make another one because it's my favorite. My white Celtics version,
right,
is my favorite hat.
Yeah, that's the one that everybody seems to do. So
yeah, it's comfortable.
The stock was there for the black.
Looks good.
So, and those were personally requested by those guys. So, would you say Duke and Michigan State? I don't have colors for that. I got this one. Duke's
this game,
win this, right?
I don't know. Okay, the number's 4. Michigan State can't shoot threes. They've been really struggling. I don't think Michigan State. It's weird. I pulled the numbers in this game because I almost decided to bet this game. I'm like, okay, I want to bet the under. I bet under 142.5 last night, but 7 of the last 10 games between Michigan State and Duke have gone over. And I was like, wow, an Izzo Coach K matchup. This is Shire's first matchup against Izzo. The offense for Michigan State's a problem. So while they lost to JMU already, early in the year is when you want to get Izzo. He always rallies in March. You never want to play him in March, but you want to play him early. But Shire just lost at home to Arizona. So this is a big game for both these teams. Is that the Browns model? Yeah, I'm on the under 142.5. Is that the Browns model?
Must be a Raz play.
Why? It's moving.
Well, no, because it's down to 141 in some places.
I got 142.5.
Plays, yeah. This is
what's the Creighton?
Oregon State.
Okay,
orange and white with the black hat.
What do
Bengals?
Bengals too. I see that too. When you see a total get adjusted by like what happened with the Creighton game, like how much money are we talking about moving a total from 160?
It's just the second and third number. They bet it 3 times. Like that's one of the ones that it was wrong to begin with.
Okay.
When it moves. So it might be 2 limit plays, like, where you get to one number, then you get to the second number.
So like what? Like 160.5, they bet it. 161.5, they bet it. 162.5, they bet it.
No, 160 or 160.5, and they bet it, and you go to 162 and they bet it again. And you're like, okay, 164.
Okay.
You got to find a slowdown or a stop, because like my guy Butchie's watching the show, and the other guys that know, like these betting bots and things, they hit the second number, they hit the third number if it ain't right.
Okay.
So you got to move the number right away and like stop the waterfall. Bloop, 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 bloop. We just turn it off, take the bets, and go. So,
interesting. What do you do with a total of 240.5?
NBA?
Indiana at Philly. 240.5. It opened at 242. It's down.
It's only one play. It's only one bet.
It's still a high total.
Why? It's Indiana.
It's Philly.
We finally found the top. That's great. That's awesome.
So the top team in
bet it under
in the NBA. Yes, somebody bet the under.
This is also the Princeton model, JC from KC.
Oh, yes. I see that.
For
sure.
Model, yes.
That is the Princeton model. I like that.
I gotta get JC from KC as KC model. Chiefs big game this week. What do you do with this? I don't know. I think you bet
in game it. I think you wait for the number to drop and bet in game.
It'll start slow. A couple times in the past 2 weeks, the total in the Indiana game, whoever they're playing, it went down
right
from close to then only fly over.
Right.
So if you get a 6-minute start slow in the first quarter, you may be able to go over 234 or something like that. In which case, I don't know. I looked at the numbers Sunday a little bit with Indiana basketball, and I was like, "Yeah, the Pacers. This is an overplay. Is this one of those ones where you do over first half and over in the game?"
If you want to, again, I'd rather in-game it. I'd rather see if I can get a lower number, but
right.
I'd rather get 230, 225, something to see how quickly the number drops to bet over. But because 240 is still, I mean, that's still really high. But the second half, yes, I mean, it's very possible for first half starts to get off very quickly for the game to go over. But I would just rather wait for an in-game number.
Right.
To be, I mean, hope for a slow first quarter, because if it gets off to a fast first quarter, this is going to be 275. Like, this is just going to be like, see ya. Like the last time, Indiana against the Milwaukee Bucks, I think in game was 270 in that
272
game.
I saw at one
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Like, it's just like, see ya. Ridiculous number. Speaking of ridiculousness, Chet versus Wemby tonight. First time these two teams will match up. TNT is putting San Antonio and OKC on national TV.
What's wrong with that?
It's great for the league. These two teams stink. That's why they get the TNT treatment, because it's Chet versus Wemby.
I think it'll be an interesting game.
Rookie of the year is coming out of this game.
It is
one of these two.
Blowout
for OKC.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, Spurs are 2-3 on the road. OKC is 3-3 at home. Thunder just beat the Suns 111-99 on the road. Spurs have lost 5. How many games in a row have the Spurs lost? 5 games in a row. Since beating the Suns back-to-back in Phoenix, they've lost 5 in a row.
Probably getting blown out.
Probably. Thunder's pretty good. I like the Thunder a lot. SGA is really talented. Chet's got a chance to go put up a number tonight.
Yeah, this is Crunchy.
Human beings
said over to
probably.
Crunchy,
yeah.
Like, this is your hat. This is one of Crunchy's. He just gave me the chat and said over to OKC and over.
Probably so. Yeah, probably so. One more NBA game. Minnesota at Golden State. Can the T-Wolves do it again?
Now we're going to be watching the Creighton Iowa game on one channel. We're going to be watching this one on the other, because we need to learn a little bit about Minnesota,
right,
and what's going on. And I'll tell you what's going on with the line. Minnesota's -3.
What?
Minnesota's -3.
This game completely. Who's out for Golden State Warriors?
First question you have to ask.
Holy crap!
Yeah, 2.5. Some places have 2.5.
Woo!
Actually, more places have 2.5 than have 3s. There's 3 3s.
I mean, we're talking about a 6-game win streak here for the Timberwolves. They've beaten Denver, Utah, Boston, New Orleans, San Antonio, and now they face Golden State. They just beat Golden State on Sunday. Beat them by 6.
Steph, Percy Roscoe, thank you.
Oh
LL, Curry's out.
Steph. Oh, God. You're going to win again.
Minnesota. Good start early.
7 games in a row. Look at that. How about that? All right, to hockey we go. Bruins to 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern time start. Boston against Buffalo. Would you have believed that the Buffalo Sabres are the number 1 under team at home this year in hockey?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Got 6.5 last night, down to 6.
This could double as the Bruins model. This was designed as the
100%.
Pittsburgh model.
It could be the Bruins model.
Bruins.
Definitely.
Black and gold.
It's a little
gold.
more yellow. Bruins are a little more gold.
They went to that different color, but this
that's
was
yellow. So
color.
that's old. Yeah, that's a Steelers. I still see Steeler yellow there more than Bruins.
Yeah,
but the Bruins are more gold.
Well, that was the thought process when we made this one, was to match it to the Steeler colors.
Yes,
because that's for our Pittsburgh guys. Otto and wrong side Robbie is getting one of these. Buffalo live tonight?
Maybe. I mean, the Bruins just lost to the Canadians. I love the goaltender matchup, though. I think this is going to be. I think this is a really low scoring, hard fought game. 3-2 final.
Under the?
Yeah, under 6.5. You can bet under 6 if you want. Get even money on it right now. Under 6.
Painted 6 everywhere.
Yeah, but the juice should be pretty decent.
Plus or minus 05 most likely.
Yeah. So
yeah, I like under.
I like under 6.5. I got 6. Last night was 6.5.
Nice.
So we got that last night. Vegas went.
Is also the hockey model or the Hawkeye. Sorry.
Oh, true.
Hawkeye.
Yes.
Iowa Hawkeyes. But I can't wear that on a Blue Jay night. I can't.
No, you can't do that. It's sacrilegious at the moment.
Uncle Dan, you can bend the bills yourself when you get them. I got to keep them flat for the people.
You can't bend that. That's a flat bill hat, is it not?
No, you can bend it. You can bend them all. They're all treated like you can bend them. So
no, because when you have the flat top like that, when you bend it, the top gets all wonky.
No, it doesn't.
It does. I disagree. You got to have a bendable. That's why you need like a flat. You need it to be soft.
You need the soft hat. Yeah.
Yeah. You need the soft hat. Like, you need like one of these. You need like the soft flexible. So when it bends,
this is soft.
It looks nice.
Stiff. It's perfect. But yeah.
Like these. I can't believe they call these the dad hats now. That's crazy.
They are.
I'm angry about that. Like, you bastard kids. Call it a dad hat, you dinks.
That's actually the label on the hat.
Yes, there's a brand now called the dad hat. Yes, dad hats. Yes.
But New Era has dad hats.
It's ridiculous.
47 brand. We have dad hats. Oh.
That's what I wear. I wear 47 brand soft hats. That's why I'm a dad. So there we go. So they got me. I'm on brand. On the nose, literally on the nose as to what I wear. Vegas at Washington. The Golden Knights got a chance to go to the White House last night and hang out with the Cup for one final time.
Yep.
Not that they're going to be distracted, but like Vegas tonight on the road.
Washington is caca.
They are.
Over?
Probably.
6 is the number.
Puck line, Vegas.
Oh. First game of the road trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Vegas tonight.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with Washington. Even though the price is plus and all that other stuff. Nah, not for me.
No, agreed.
No.
Florida is laying $3 at San Jose. This is factoring into our puck line fade tracking of which I am betting tonight.
This is excessive.
Bobrovsky is good right now.
Yeah, Florida puck line. Just ride the streak.
Yeah, they're gonna get. Bobrovsky they're hot. They won 3 in a row. Bobrovsky hasn't lost in his last 5 games. Goal against average of under 3. San Jose is coming back. They won 2 games at home. The last 2 games they played at home, they won, but I'm not buying it. Give me Florida on the puck line tonight.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, no interest in San Jose.
No,
that's for sure.
No,
Florida regulation, maybe. Florida
if you want to,
line?
yeah. I got plus money last night on puck.
On the puck line?
Oh wait, sorry, minus 105,
No.
Not plus 105,
Yeah.
minus 105. Sorry, minus 105 on that last night.
That's good.
Okay.
Did you not have? Hold on, last hockey game is Calgary at Montreal.
It's in better to book it.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll wait. All
So
right. I hope you say the right thing because I already have my side in that one.
no side.
Total.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
So
all right, good.
we can do that during better to book it on that.
Excellent.
Coach Jim Harbaugh is going to the hearing on Friday for his stay for the suspension / ban that the Big Ten has handed down. He's going there to speak on his own behalf.
As he should.
As he should?
I think it's great, don't you?
I think it's great theater. I don't know if it's great for his defense. It's phenomenal theater that we get the coach of Michigan to stand up there in a court of law and talk about due process.
Listen, what's he going to do? Send a lawyer up there and talk for him? The guy talks at press conferences every week for 20 years.
Fair.
Who's going to talk in his voice, in his words? Because they're going to come at him and go, oh, guy didn't even want to talk at his hearing. He had the lawyer testify. No, you know what? I'm going to talk. And I'm going to say this. It's fucked up. All of it is fucked up.
Quote, I've always felt like it'd be cool to just get up there and thunder away at a jury like Tom Cruise and A Few Good Men or be a judge. Alas, I didn't go to law school. This will be the first time I've ever really been in this situation. By the way,
I want the truth.
anybody who says the word alas publicly, come on,
Alas.
bro. Alas? Who says the word alas? Like you write the word alas. You don't say the word alas. Just strange. Just
Did
Harbaugh's
you order the code red?
Oh, it's so wild. I
Oh my
can't
God.
wait. I cannot wait to watch
Time is
this.
that on Friday?
I don't know, but I'm curious. Are they going to televise it or not? Because I hope that they do.
Oh, damn. If they're not, somebody send us the stream. I
Right.
have to see this.
Right?
It has to be done. Can you imagine the social media things that are going to come from this?
Well, I want to know what he says. Like, does he try to defend himself with evidence of other teams doing it?
Oh, boy.
Or does he defend himself based upon having his own property robbed? Or like, because it's been proven this happened. So the question is, how does he get away? Like, does he say there's already an NCAA investigation going into this? The Big Ten is superseding this. They should not be stepping in. This is an NCAA violation. This is an NCAA investigation. This is not a Big Ten place. They're overstepping their bounds. Like, what's his defense going to be? Because he did it. Like, there's no way around this. Like, this happened. So the defense has to be something of the, I'm being railroaded by the Big Ten, so I don't coach in the biggest game of the year against Ohio State.
I like to ask the question, what did I do? All right, this is what they said I did.
We know, yeah, it's proven what you did.
But everyone else did it too.
Correct. But does that mean that you get off?
No, but
If I rob, if I steal a candy,
is
candy
he
bar,
coaching on Saturday?
well, that's fine. Is that the defense? Is it the
It's a
defense? I'm taking.
question. We're asking questions.
Am I taking Ryan Day with me to my ban, or am I trying to get myself?
We're all going down, or
Okay.
we're coaching on Saturday.
That's what I want to know.
All I need to know.
I want to know
Which
what
one
Jim
is it?
Harbaugh is. What will be his defense to the behavior and
What
or
is the charge?
that you sent somebody in person against the rules to watch the signs of your opponent?
And everyone else in the Big Ten did it too.
Correct. But
Okay.
at what
So
level?
why are you
did
coming at me?
Correct. But that doesn't mean you didn't do it. The defense can't. There is
The
in the law.
defense is wrong. Just
Fine,
like
but
the
in
rest
the
of
law,
they said.
in the law, ignorance to the law is not a defense, and everyone else was doing it too is also not a defense. You can't say I stole a
why
candy
did you
bar
only
because
punish
everyone
one
else
guy?
stole a candy bar. If you stole the candy bar, I am responsible for my own behavior. It's up to the law to go after everybody else. So the defense can't be, I learned it from watching you. Like that can't be the Dare TV PSA commercial. It can't be your defense.
No, that's fine. If you say that I did it and you can prove that I did it,
They can and they can, yes.
okay. Can you prove that Ohio State did it too?
But then they're not the ones facing a ban.
Oh.
That's my point is you're not wrong. My point is if the defense is everyone else was doing it, that doesn't get Jim Harbaugh off the suspension. It has to be I'm being railroaded by the Big Ten to keep me off the sidelines so I don't have a proper hearing with the NCAA, which will happen after the year is over, which is there's already an investigation going on. He already served 3 games to start the year due to the COVID-19 practices that he's accused of doing. This is now being woven into that investigation. He is saying the NCAA, like I told you yesterday, the Big Ten says a coach, his behavior does not impact the university. The NCAA says a coach's behavior absolutely impacts the university. So you can take Harbaugh off the playing surface from a Big Ten perspective, and nothing happens to Michigan. But the NCAA, if they take Harbaugh off, there absolutely is something that happens to Michigan. So the argument that he's going to make tomorrow on Friday, I can't wait to hear how he gets himself trying to get himself to coach, other than saying this investigation is completely baloney because the NCAA's supersedes the Big Ten's.
So it's like almost like you're making it like a federal court over a state court.
100% argument. I agree.
And
I think
facing the state court penalty when
Right.
it should be governed by the federal court.
Correct. I think that's their play is going to be, let me talk to the NCAA. That's already going on. The Big Ten's trying to do this fast to keep me off the field so I can't coach against Ohio State. And that's where I think you may wind up.
Just came in the chat and said, I love how the Big Ten is sabotaging their chances in the FBS playoffs.
Correct. Just to keep Harbaugh out. They hate him. That Ohio State would rather burn the house down with them in it than to let Jim Harbaugh go to the playoffs.
Wow.
Because all they have to do is beat them. That's all they have to do is beat Michigan. But because they have to go to Michigan and they know their quarterback's not good enough to do it, they're trying to keep Michigan out.
So, man, oh man.
Ohio State has lost 3 straight years to Jim Harbaugh. If you can't beat him, kick him out.
If you can't beat him, get him suspended.
Kick him out.
Make sure he's not on the sideline. I don't know. I can't wait to watch it. I don't know what he's going to say. I hope he says enough. If he goes out with a blaze and they still say you're suspended, I think it's pretty obvious it'll be Michigan versus everybody.
Oh, it already is. Look what the basketball did. Basketball came out with those shirts on 1 by 20 over St. John's. The whole university this is one pissed off state. This is one bunch of angry Wolverines and everything. If you're amazing blue, you are seeing red. You want people at Ohio State dead.
Unbelievable.
I love this for college football, but I just hope he coaches. Just so there's no excuses. So he wins.
It's a ready-made excuse.
When he wins, there's no excuses. Or he loses, there's no excuses.
If he don't coach and they win, they go to the playoff, then he's allowed to coach?
Not necessarily. Not.
It's a 3-game ban.
Only the Big Ten can dictate that. The NCAA has no jurisdiction on the college football playoff.
So he's going to coach.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be hype build-up. Oh, yeah. My goodness. That'll be a hype build-up.
The Big Ten can only dictate Big Ten regular season games. The Big Ten really can't dictate anything else. So a Big Ten ban on Jim Harbaugh, it's already lacking. It's already a 2-game now. So although you could do it for the Big Ten title game, there's 3 games left. So it can be this week, Ohio State, Big Ten title game. Those 3 games can be his suspension. That's why it happened. That's why they're doing it Friday before the next game to see if the issue is stay, and then they'll set for the court hearing, or the court will uphold the ban. So the ban's legitimate.
This is a Michigan guy again. They took it to the Michigan guy who's a Michigan grad, who's a Michigan judge.
Different judge, I believe. They changed judges out, but it's still in Michigan.
Okay. All right.
It's not the same. I don't think it's the same guy, but it's in Michigan. It's still a Michigan court that you're going in front of.
Yeah. I don't know. We got a lot of people who like Big Ten stuff in here. Who would you guys, in this situation, who are you rooting for? Ohio State or Michigan? It's clear. Winners in, losers out.
It's so funny because
there's no way the loser of this game is getting in, right?
Ohio State is so funny because they were so mad at Tattoo Gate and everything that happened with Tattoo Gate.
That was messed up.
They are still so bitter and so angry about all of that this is their comeuppance. This is their payback. That they are calling them the Michigan Patriots, and they are just, this is all about payback. It's amazing. This is such a non-story, really, for what they're accusing Michigan of doing.
This could actually be an Ohio State model.
I see like
black, but this is the.
I see Cincinnati with that.
This is all red.
Yeah,
red and white. This is the D Stout model.
Oh, okay.
But
Nebraska too.
Nebraska. That's kind of what he went after with that one.
Yep.
But those are red.
Yeah, I see Nebraska. I see Rutgers. I don't really see Ohio State there, but
yeah, I think the Ohio State
tough red.
Going to be white.
It's a tough red.
It's
that Buckeye red is tough.
Red is it's something. I don't know.
Friday would be a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch for Friday.
It'd be a lot of fun on this show. Bostonian versus the book roll call Friday.
Oh, it always, yeah, roll call Friday is always fun. All right. So DraftKings has announced that they are rolling out progressive parlays to your online sportsbook soon. Bettors can choose the over-under on props, and they can win money even if they lose some of the legs. Why this is a big deal? Well, this is kind of what DraftKings was angry about.
Yeah.
With all the other Prize Picks, Thrive Fantasy, all the companies that are doing this across the country. Is this the case of if you can't beat them, join them? Or does DraftKings have a point that they're licensed so they can roll this out just like they want all the other apps to be licensed as sports books?
A little bit of both. Right? They got to, I don't know, maybe they'll do it and do it better. That's, but they're doing it because
there's a market there. They're doing it because the market, the public wants it. Public does it.
Right.
It is a little weird that you can bet a parlay and lose some of your legs and still win. It's a little counterintuitive to the way you booked games.
I'm all right with that part of it.
Okay.
But you got to watch the payouts. You got to watch. It's betting these things. You have to be very careful,
right?
Because you really can't win, and you can lose, and then continue to lose, and then you're always behind. And
well, it's betting in general, though, right?
All the time. Start with the straight bets.
Yep.
And learn how to do that. And then when you do two team parlays, like you can learn how to do that. And then you can start to really be smart and, try these crazy 4-teamers and 6-teamers and all that other stuff. I don't know. But again, I'm not the market. So
no, you are not. That is very true. You are not.
But like when I first moved here, every Saturday night we went bowling and I would fill out a 10-team teaser card.
Yes.
With the intention of getting it to Monday night to then play the other side
hedge off it, right?
Stuff. And there was the pleaser card that Chris Andrews did at the Golden Nugget, then brought out to the South Point, where you move the line against you, in a game, and the payouts, a 4-teamer pays 80-1.
Ooh.
So those were fun, but these things. Would you try this? Are you going to start looking at these for the juice or any of that stuff?
No,
it's just too much for me.
It's not that it's too much for me. It's just that I'm not. Most of these have to do with player props, and I don't really enjoy betting player props.
Right.
I think people who I understand why a lot of people in the content space want to boil it down, and they think they find softer numbers betting on spreads, betting on props. I understand that. But to me, I feel like I have a much better grasp of a team in a game from a team total side than I do whether or not a quarterback's going to be able to complete 29 passes during the game.
It's just, I don't know. And again, maybe old, maybe just not as into the fantasy stuff. I mean, this is more for fantasy guys.
Yes, but it's DK trying to take their fantasy audience, bring them over to the betting side that maybe they haven't been a part of it. This might be a way of opening a door.
Right.
Being like, hey, you guys like betting this stuff, so why don't you take that, that lineup you created and do this progressive parlay? And you could wind up getting yourself, a $10 bet could win you $40 or $50 or whatever it might be.
Well, I mean, there's definitely, the juice just came in and said it. There are soft spots in player prop numbers. They're harder to make. And a lot of times they're automated.
Yep.
They're averaged out and, just put in there, and then, better, shape those.
Sure. And look, I've seen people do it all the time. But like, I don't find it fun betting and to me, this is still for fun. This is still entertainment for me. That number of outs for a pitcher, or number of strikeouts for a pitcher. Like those just aren't fun bets for me. Like I don't find a lot of joy in watching those props.
See, like the baseball stuff, I think is the best in those regards.
Sure,
because it's an individual team sport,
right?
Like that's always said. It's a lot of individual moments that has a team result.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The pitcher and the hitter, very individual.
Yep.
And some of those numbers are just wrong. Like that, the pitcher outs one was one of my favorites that I did this season with the Pirates. Like, and every time I did it, the response was different than when you just give a side or a total. So I get it. I think it's a different market. It's for different. It's for different people. I mean, it doesn't have to be good, bad, and different. Just doing multiple times a day or multiple days in a row, trying to hit parlays of 4 teams or more is very difficult.
Because you get what? 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4?
No, there's a lot of days you'll go 3 out of 4. You handicap right. If you bet 4 things individually and go 3 out of 4,
oh, it's great.
Money.
Of course. No. I mean, like I'm saying, how many days have you bet this parlay 4 straight days, a 4 or 5 teamer? Would you hit it once?
Oh, I mean,
maybe
hit it.
Maybe hit it once.
Hit it once a week,
right? You're lucky. So
you hope.
All right, today is launch day. Somebody on my Instagram asked us when we were going to talk about this today, if you and I would give us our opinion on launch day for ESPN Bet. And I said, yes, we're going to talk about 2 different topics involving ESPN Bet.
Yep.
UNLV received a $200,000 pledge to responsible gaming yesterday. Pioneering grant 1 day before they launched ESPN Bet to look at problem gambling, look at problem gaming, problem marketing, problem issues. I don't thank you. It's one of my employers, so I appreciate that. And I hope that you and I do more stuff with the gaming school in the coming years. We're having conversations about what we can do to educate kids and do different content type shows and seminars and classes and whatnot as to what this weird content space will look like going forward for college kids who come on out. Is this not, I mean, it's $200,000. It's a lot of money, but like a part of me says like, this is not a lot of money.
You sent me the article yesterday. This is nothing.
It feels like nothing, right?
Yeah. I mean, and again, I'm not in a position to say thank you or no thank you or like to say, but I mean, it's great.
This is a
$200,000 check. They laid off a bunch of people too.
Is this a $200,000 paid headline?
Is that what it costs nowadays?
Is that just a way of getting a headline before they launch today to get a headline out there? Is it like, hey, we really care about responsible gaming?
One of the craziest things that's going on in the business, especially since PASPA passed, is this faux concern for the responsible gaming part of all this. It's really a big part of it that doesn't show its ugly head until later. And they don't acknowledge that until it's too late. So they pay off the right people, do the absolute minimum required, and also people don't want to hear it. So they don't give it to them. We used to have the When the Fun Stops brochure on the counter.
It's still there.
When you go to a casino here in town, it's there. A lot of times it's on the end now, where maybe one person sees it.
Right.
But I would make light of it to try to give someone it and say, it might be time to read this.
Oh, right.
And like there were other people that I knew were not going to stop gambling, but they would come in and ask for like Arena Football League first halves. And I would go, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me go check. And I would walk down to the end of the counter and grab the brochure and say, no, we don't have Arena Football League first half numbers, but we have these brochures. You should probably, this is when the fun stops.
What did the person say to you?
you're a jagoff.
Yes. Okay, good.
Exactly. But we had to make light of it because they.
I would say
it.
Fugazi. I would say like,
Right.
don't tell me what I want to bet on something. Don't tell me what I can and cannot bet. Just say no.
No, it's a regular that I would do. I wouldn't do it with a
right.
complete stranger, but I would do it with a guy that was just being a wise guy. Home slice. Where's your Arena Football League first halves?
Home slice.
Hold on a second. Let me get them for you. And I'll walk down and get it. But it's a problem when it becomes a problem. This would be like putting on the bar at a bar. Alcohol kills you.
Okay.
Well, who wants to hear that when you come to have drinks at the bar?
Fair. No, true. But I mean, cigarettes have had warning signs on the pack for
they had to
forever.
force them with their hands behind their back.
Right, but they did it.
To put this warning sign on.
And people don't care. People still smoke. And they don't care.
Right.
Like smoking is coming back on college campuses. It's not good, man.
What?
Stop. Yeah, it's gotta stop. It's coming
What,
back.
Vape pens and all the other stuff.
Well, yeah, I think vape pens, it's like the progression. Like they get them with vape and then they go to the real stuff. It's like the THC vape and then they get them to the actual cigarettes. I was like, I saw a bunch of kids smoking outside. I was like, wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. I think that's coming back. Kids are smoking again. Not a fan. One more topic before we let go of Sports Grid and Sirius XM. Darren Rovell of the Action Network says the ESPN bet's got 1 year to prove itself.
Do you think that's the number?
No.
I mean, they're going to not go away in that number, but what's the number? Like, how long do they have to prove itself?
What is proving? To me, it's what's proving itself. Because if you go 1 year from today, okay, so today is launch day, November 14th, ESPN Bet becomes a reality. Next year, it still will not have had a full football season under its belt.
Correct.
So it's impossible. So it's not 1 year. I mean, I need like a real solid full football year, 6 months from August until February. So 8 months of tracking to tell you whether or not ESPN Bet actually. So I need it in 2025.
2024.
Yeah, February of 25.
February of 25.
Yeah,
right.
Can talk to me.
New Orleans is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
February 25. Will ESPN Bet still be a thing? 1 and 2. Will it be? Can we use that as the finish line to determine successful, not successful? Or is that even too soon?
That's a fair finish line in my mind. But my answer is yes, that it's going to be used by a lot of people. They're going to have it being like, for instance, the smartest thing that they've ever done, that they've done for me, for my usage of the ESPN app, is that the ESPN Power Play package is tremendous. I watch on my phone. I watch at least one hockey game every single day because it's just very easy.
Oh, through ESPN Plus. Yeah.
But ESPN Plus is integrated into the ESPN app.
Yeah.
ESPN
Watch
Bet,
everything on your phone, and
ESPN Bet is going to be integrated into the app. It's going to be an all-in-one encompassing thing. So people are lazy. People want it easy. If I'm betting 2.5 at ESPN Bet or 2.5 at DraftKings, I don't care where I'm betting it. I'm getting the same number. I'm going to use ESPN Bet because it's right in front of me and I'm watching the game. I'm following the line, whatever it might be. I'm following the stories on the app. It's a one-stop shop. So I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to do very well. Now, are they going to get 20% of the market? I don't know. I don't think so. But they're coming in with something very different than any other book has ever had. They have the games.
Right.
We always talk about it. What do we want? The games. What do we bet? The games. Who has the games? ESPN.
Right.
So on the ESPN app, you're going to have ESPN Bet. Like you have a little button that says ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that for ESPN Bet.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Make it very easy, and young people will use it. And that's why I think ESPN Bet will be fine. I don't know what the number is going to be, but I think they're going to do very well with the people who bet. The casual DraftKings, FanDuel, typical customer. It's not going to hurt people like Circa. It's not going to hurt people who are, catering to a serious player. But for the casual, ESPN Bet will be a thing.
Do you remember the ESPN phone?
I do. That's where Darren went ahead and talked about. But it's a totally different world because I wasn't using the phone to watch the game. So that's different. The analogy doesn't make any sense. The phone was a benefit, was a hook to get me to sign up to ESPN the magazine, which I didn't want anyway. So why do I want a phone?
Sign us off. We'll finish this discussion in bonus time.
If you guys are watching live on Twitter and YouTube, do not move. For Sports Grid and for Sirius XM, thank you for watching and listening, guys. We're back tomorrow. For those of you guys who are still going to stay with us, bonus time. Continue, sir.
The people that are betting are already betting. Getting someone to change an app right now for whom they're accustomed to is going to be tough.
Disagree.
So I don't think they're just going to change because
I do.
The lines better be the same.
They better be the same. 100%.
If the lines aren't the same, they're not going to switch.
Correct.
Because they can watch the thing.
Yes.
You can't charge me double the price just because it's on over here.
Agreed.
It better be competitive pricing, both on money lines, spreads.
Yep. Parlays.
Stuff.
Yeah. 100%. They have to, but they're going to have such a large advantage because they can be Walmart, Costco. They can be a big box store. They can drop the price. If I was them, I'd come out with 105 lines for the first 6 months. Just take all the business, make it cheaper for everybody.
Yeah, but then they got to deal with the Sharks.
And they deal with the Sharks anyway. Sharks are coming anyway, but Penn should have experience. Penn should know this. Penn should have experience with coming with protection against the Sharks. The sign-up bonuses, everything that's starting, all the things they're going to give away for now into the next 2 or 3 weeks to get people to change over. The pros are coming in both barrels.
I don't think so. Because they're not going to go to ESPN Bet. They're going to get shut off in 2 seconds. You beat the CLV, you get shut off.
But how many beards are they going to have to run at the run at ESPN?
That depends. If the prices are right, they'll send them in, but they won't do it long. Percy Roscoe came in and said the only way he uses ESPN Bet is if they're offering bonuses.
See?
So they're going to offer bonuses.
They will.
I'll ask the chat. Are you guys going to use ESPN Bet wherever you're at?
I think, someone's asking, do you have to download an additional app? I don't see ESPN Bet in my ESPN app. I don't think they've rolled out that yet. I don't think they've rolled out the integration yet, but that is the plan. Mm-hmm. They're going to have it be integrated the same way. On the bottom of your ESPN app, you'll see that plus for ESPN Plus. There's going to be an ESPN Bet tab in that. So you will click on that and it will take you to a different interface that will be the book. So it'll all be encompassed. You'll be able to watch the games, switch off, go into a different part of the app. Like I use the ESPN app where I take the screen and I pull it down so it's picture in picture, and I'll follow another game while I'm watching a game. And you can do that where and then you can do that when you're going to bet on a game. You can watch a live line the way that in watching the game live, you can watch the number at the same time. I think people are going to use it. I think it's ESPN's app is the easiest to use in terms of watching games, and you're already on it anyway. So now it's easy. Just, I'm already there. Let me sign up. Give me a bonus. Give me whatever you're going to give me to get me to come on over. But yes, long-term pricing has to be there. You can't kick people out, and you got to have, you can't have scandals. Don't piss people off.
They'll be fine as far as that goes.
Yeah. So I think
I'll be interested to see how it goes with the software.
Barstool did 5%, right?
What's that?
Barstool did 5% of the market.
In a couple markets, it was less than 2% in most.
Yeah, so I think they'll double in the first year. They'll at least double what Barstool did in every market.
Santiago Garza just came in and said the ESPN Bet app is online right now. There you go.
Well, it's easy because it's the Barstool app.
No. They took that down. It's
just reskinned though. It's the same. They just reskinned it, so it's in the App Store because it's reskinned.
In the Google Play Store. There,
it was already cleared. It was already there.
ESPN Bet. There you go.
Yeah, that's not shocking at all. That's like that. But it's the right now it's its own app, but they're going to integrate it directly into the ESPN main app shortly.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be. I look. Will they ever make the money back that they paid? I don't know,
No
but
chance of that.
will it work? Yes, I think it will work. The standard of what does that look like? Well, that's eye of the beholder. If you're an investor and you're like, where's my money? I don't know if you ever get your full money back. If you are looking at it from in terms of like other books who have entered the marketplace, what percentage of the market are you going to get? I think in 1 year, they'll be pleased with what they're going to get.
Right.
It'll be more than double what Barstool is doing.
Maybe in certain states.
I think nationwide.
Barstool. I mean, I went to the Barstool book with Brother Doug in Columbus. Right. Book was great. It was July. Right. No, it was June. There wasn't a person in the book. Book didn't open at the counter until 3:00 back east.
Amazing. That's amazing. So, I mean, that's amazing. But I think we won't know for a long time, more than a year, before you can make a definitive call as to whether or not it is working or has worked for ESPN Bet. All right, as I said, this is the day of CLV for me.
Oh boy.
Creighton, Iowa over. Sorry, that number is yes. Wait, did I write that right? Hold on.
Over 160.5. Yeah, it's 164.5.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. I want to make sure I wrote that right. Yes. Over 160.5.
Yeah.
Better to book it.
It's 4 points. Bishop on. He convinced me even more. And this game's going over.
Yeah. I would agree.
This game may go over 170.
I would agree. Duke, Michigan State under 142.5.
Bet it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think this is just the first glance. And again, you guys watching the show or listening to the show, we thank you. The college basketball, I'm paying attention, kind of, but haven't dove in all yet. I'm picking up bits and pieces of stuff. I got to watch more games. We got to get through this Thanksgiving over here at this house, and then I'll start paying a little more attention to it. I'm focused on the NBA and the NHL right now. So if I say book it, doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's right. I don't know sometimes. That one I'm not crazy about, but I'd say bet it.
Bruins under 6.5.
Is that the right number? Did you write that one right?
That's right. I got that last night. Yes.
Let's double check that.
We can double check it. I can show you my slip. Double check it.
No, I know you got it. I just want to make sure. Yeah, because it's 6 now.
Yes, it's 6 everywhere. I told you this is the CLV day of my. I have CLV in every single bet I have made today. I have CLV.
Jeez, it's a good thing it's just me and you that can't cancel the show. Fuckers might come after us. This fucking Perrault's betting overnights. He's getting the best numbers. Close his account. I got to bet this too.
Okay. This is the return of an old friend.
Oh, boy.
I would do this with you every Friday on our radio show.
What are you doing?
The Don't Bet Parlay is back.
God!
So let me give you a refresher as to what the rules are.
Here we go.
It must be a 3-leg parlay or bigger, and it must pay 6-1 or greater. Okay?
What are you doing?
Remember this? Remember this bet every Friday?
People remember this?
Oh, yeah. It's back for today. DraftKings will let you do this. Other books will as well. Creighton team total over 87.5.
Okay.
Duke under 142.5.
Game. Okay.
Game 148 over Kansas, Kentucky. Plus 650.
Actually has a shot. Which one are you most sweating?
Duke's under.
Yeah.
Duke, I whenever I'm betting an under, I'm always going to sweat it. But there's
Kansas total over too. It might be a little hairy.
I don't know. I don't like Kentucky's defense. I think KU is going to score tonight.
I know, but the neutral courts things, like a lot of times it's just different. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm booking this. This might actually hit.
So we'll see if that comes
You're
in.
gonna do this on Tuesdays now? You're bringing this back?
No, it was
just a thing you thought of last
I just
night.
brought it back because one, I like the plays, but two, every once in a while, I got to throw some spice. You know, you need to throw on some Cajun spicing onto the chicken just to make it taste a little bit different and better. So just a little bit of a hook.
Spicing on the chicken.
You know, just a little pop it up. You know, you got to throw some spice on it to make it taste a little different once in a while.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Oh, no. Okay.
Florida puck line. Minus 105.
Of course, we're going to do this.
Okay.
Thanks to Joe C. keeping track.
Thank you.
Got this. Yeah.
And then finally, here is your Calgary Montreal. Over 6.
Oh. Okay. That's good. That's good. I like the side. I'll say bet this, but I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Okay.
Montreal money line, bet it or book it.
Calgary is an up and down disaster. Montreal beat the Bruins in the last game. Sure. Why not?
Take the plus.
Sure. Why not?
I can't believe this number. I saw this morning and I was like, wait a second. Hold on. What the hell am I missing? It's going up. They're betting Calgary like it's nothing. I don't get it. I don't know. I didn't check
buy low in Calgary. Buy low and get. I thought it was. Hold on, I'll tell you. I thought it was
Calgary. Like Gumpy says it.
Calgary.
Calgary. He says it every time I talk to him. It's so funny.
Let's see. So you're looking at Markstrom against Montembeau.
Give me Montreal to win 2 in a row.
Markstrom's so inconsistent.
Can't be. I mean,
he's so inconsistent.
Mine should be like 140.
Ooh.
You know, Calgary's got to be favored. They can't be. But like, I got the screen set up now, so I see I see the matchups, but I don't see the numbers. So when I get up in the morning, I just do my own numbers.
Okay.
Now look, and I still got it on most of them, or they still got it with me. Like the numbers are close, but this one was the biggest discrepancy, and I was like, I'm asking him today. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
I don't mind it. But
right.
Calgary's very. I don't like Montreal. I don't like Montembeau either. I
feel like you should be able to speak French.
You would think I need to, right? Perrault, right? Montembeau. That's how you say it. Montembeau, right? It's
I don't know, but I'm buying it. Like this is part of the problem. For 2 years,
it's Montembeau. That's how you say his last name.
You say this shit, and I believe.
Say Montembeau.
Find out later, and I'm like,
it's EAULT. Like my last name is supposed to be PERREA. ULT. Perrault. Montembeau. That's am I supposed to be Perrault and Montembeau in net tonight for the Montreal Canadiens. A good Frenchman. Super chat questions, both from Crunchy.
Let's go.
Crunchy says, Dave, hat looks great. Yes. Don't worry about the details. I got a local guy that'll do some additions. I'm as busy as fuck right now until before Christmas. I'll drop the supers when I can. Wisconsin Providence under 141.5. I looked at it. It scares me. Walford, Tennessee over 140.5. Don't mind it.
Ooh.
South Bama plus 20.5 for Crunchy. And he says on the Harbaugh thing, you can take the girl out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the girl. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And if you ain't trying, you ain't winning. Ask the Patriots.
Damn.
DeJu says that $1,000 deposit match and bet 200 gets 200 on the ESPN bet for the promos. Okay. Yeah, the ESPN app is the Barstool app with a different color scheme.
That's
so
love the chat.
That's what it is. They're right. 100% they are right. They are there. Favorite thing about today is what?
Excuse me. I got asked. I had a nice talk with my oldest daughter last night. She's got a lot of things going on. We're getting ready in 6 weeks to ship her back east. And my favorite thing about today is that when she comes home from the workout and whatever else she's doing, we're going to evaluate whether we're going to go on a quick jaunt to L.A.
Ooh.
Yeah, this weekend. So we'll see. But it just reminded me of like
one last ride for dad and Kai.
What's that?
One last ride for Dad and Kai?
Maybe. I don't know.
For hockey? What are you going out there? Just to go see stuff? Or what are you going to LA for? Games? Fun? Basketball?
No, I don't know
right.
exactly. It's might be a boy involved in some sports that we're going to go watch play, and let me bring my dad, and
there you go.
Nobody else could go. I'm going to get to the root of all of it.
All right.
But I was entertaining the thought, and I thought how many guys are out there with kids or without kids, with a spouse, and sometimes like you just don't know if anybody's listening.
Right.
And you just wonder. And then you have a conversation like that. I was like, that's going to be my best thing about today. Because no one else in the house was around. Had a nice little, like you know her. It's about a 10-minute talk.
Right.
Most of 9 minutes and 30 seconds of which I was listening, which is fine. But you come here and you get to talk and see the chat and see the people and all this other stuff. Favorite thing about today, listen to each other. Just listen a little bit, because you might not hear stuff. You might see stuff. Everybody just listen. Just listen.
That's fair. I have two. The first of which I just got. So I'm watching, because I'm a sicko, I'm watching game tape of Creighton last night. So I'm watching their game back.
You really got a problem.
So I love them. So I look on the bench, and there's Derek Kellogg. I'm like, where the fuck have I been? How the fuck Derek Kellogg's on the Creighton bench? So Derek Kellogg is one of the most famous point guards for UMass. He was the head coach of UMass. He was there. My freshman year was his senior year.
Oh.
I'm like, Derek Kellogg. I'm like, what's going on? So I send Coach McDermott a text this morning, and I just said, hey, Coach Mac, best of luck tonight, blah, blah, blah. I said, I didn't realize that a UMass grad was on your bench. I go, that's awesome. I go, when can we get the Creighton UMass game going? He said, it's a great guy. He goes, you better start working on the next Creighton coach, Matt, to play at UMass, because that shit ain't happening with me.
Love it.
Coach Mac's like, I am playing at fucking UMass, dude. That's phenomenal. Awesome. So unfortunately, UMass is not going to host Creighton, and I don't blame him, because why the hell would he want to go play at the Mullen Center? But it would be, I told him I'd be front and center. I'd be, let's go play at UMass. You got Kellogg. He head coach at UMass for a bunch of years. Now he's on your bench, but that's great. So I'm psyched that Coach Mac is Derek Kellogg. We'll see them here. It will be fun to see them when they come here to Vegas for their game against UNLV. And finally, this is an awesome announcement that we get to make, and he tweeted it, so I think we can put it out there. Our guy, John Kincaid, tweet today, Kincaid 3, cancer 0. He completed his treatment, which is absolutely phenomenal. So I know he's been a big part of this show. He watches this show a lot. We love him. We love when he comes on. We can't wait to see him here in Vegas for the Super Bowl. He told us he was going to come here. That was part of his goal, was to get through the 12 cancer chemo treatments, to be healthy enough to be here for the Super Bowl. Who knows? Maybe his Eagles will be here again. But he made that announcement today that he's gone through his treatments. So, favorite thing about today, John Kincaid.
Might have to have him on tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Let's see if we can squeeze him in. That's fucking great.
It's awesome. So I saw that today. I was like, man, that's my favorite thing about today. I've had a shit 24 hours.
Holy cow.
I've had a lot of things go on. I've been really mad. I went for a long walk today. I got up this morning and went for a 3-mile walk just to clear my head. And then I saw that and I went, all right.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Stop. Stop. Let's go. Let's buckle down and let's go, because
you were the topic of discussion this morning in the transition from the way out the door for the wife. I said, you're not going to believe this. And I told her, and she's like, what? I said, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. Yeah. That was my what?
That was just one of those.
That was my answer too. What? Yeah. So We are back tomorrow, boys and girls. Thank you for being here. We love all of you guys, the Brigade. You guys are absolutely the best. Hashtag BVB Brigade on socials. Tag it wherever you post stuff about
Hit
the show.
the like button, too.
We see it all, too. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We are back tomorrow for a Wednesday. BVB. Go Blue Jays. I'll be in the Discord channel. BVBshow.com. Talk to you tomorrow.